What's good, y'all? I'm Michael Leveton, and this is Halito from High Country News. So diving right into our new issue of HCN, I have one word: lampreys. Specifically Pacific lampreys, or as writer Toastie describes them, a sentient phallus with vaginal dentata. That's nice. Okay. Anyway, Toasty takes us along for a day of lamprey fishing with members of the Yakama Nation. We get to learn all about lampreys and their long and storied history with pre-American peoples. Unfortunately, industrialization, specifically dams and dredging and dewatering for irrigation and culverts and fish screens and riverbank degradation from development and degraded river quality, has reduced lamprey numbers by 90%. 90%. The fish has been around for 450 million years. Sounds like maybe we're doing something wrong. Elder and Tribal Councilman Wilson Weewa tells us about the history of the reciprocal agreement between Indigenous people and lampreys. This agreement guides the sustainable fishing and stewardship practices of local tribes to not only protect future generations of lamprey, but to care for the overall watershed and ecosystem, which in turn produces food for future generations of people. It's almost as if there's a better, less exploitative and extractive way to care for the environment. Remember COVID-19, the pandemic that's just now over or whatever? For many people struggling with long COVID, the pandemic completely changed their lives and continues to. Writer Miles W. Griffis shows us how this is especially true for wildland firefighters. Research shows that because of exposure to wildfire smoke, housing in close quarters, and other realities of the profession, wildland firefighters are at a greater risk for initially catching COVID and also for debilitating long COVID. We're introduced to Leah Bossler, a firefighter who has been struggling with long COVID. She tells us how it has affected her ability to be a firefighter, her identity, and perhaps in the most tragic way possible, her family. Content warning, y'all. This story contains a graphic description about the loss of a child. Finally, as we transition into autumn, many families across the West are getting ready for hunting season in hopes of filling their freezer with meat for the next year. Laureli Ivanoff brings us along for a moose hunt in Alaska to explore multi-generational hunting practices and direct relationships with the land. It's a story of gratitude, community, traditions, and trying to keep your toddler from scaring off your quarry. And it's just a delightful story. There's all that, a dope photo essay, and so much more over at hcn.org. We'll be back here again next week. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Stay safe.